Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord Modded. As you can see, we're now at a completely different junction than we were before, and we're having to decide which way we want to go. So, here's the thing. I had some big problems, let's just say that. Massive problems deciding what we could do off-screen because, let's face it, when you get so many different decisions to make, you kind of go, I'm not sure how that's going to really work. And so I decided on the, hopefully the path of least resistance, because I was thinking to myself, okay, I don't really, if I can help it, want to fight the Khuzait any further. I don't really want to fight them a huge amount because they were getting a little bit frustrating, they were getting a little bit annoying with all of their, for some reason, very powerful troops. I don't know how they were able to pull them out of nowhere all of a sudden, but they were. And so I decided, okay, we're getting declared war on by 4 different factions. That's what I had happen to me in my off-screen time. Because I thought to myself, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little bit of off-screen stuff. I'm going to try to capture a couple of the castles that the Khuzait have. And I'm going to try to take that and, make a couple of inroads so that, we don't have to go through the same sieges again and again when I actually do record. And I thought, yeah, that sounds like a great plan, It sounds like a wonderful idea. Unfortunately, that now has, it didn't really backfire, so to speak, but it has now made every other faction in the area somewhat suspicious of us, and so they have now decided to declare war, and this is exactly the result of that. So we are now fighting against the Western or Northern Empire. I actually don't even know who this is. I think it's the Northern Empire. But we did have the Western Empire actually declare war on us as well. So, it's actually kind of hilarious because we have, an infinite amount of war declarations going on almost all the time. As soon as they're able, they usually declare war, and we're going to have to make some pretty big moves if we want to stop that from happening in the future. So what I've done is, with my newly gained castles, because I actually just took Samira Castle and Hakun Castle, because we've obviously taken those together on screen. I thought, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna take that. I'm just gonna take that off screen because you've already seen that siege, and it's pretty simple to do. So I took both of those and I gave them to myself. Yes, I gave them to myself, and then I made Zemina into a vassal, and so now she is among our wonderful crew members, and she's hopefully going to be able to do a pretty decent job. Because she has been running caravans and some parties and so on and so forth, so her steward skill is actually not too bad as far as I'm aware. So hopefully she'll be able to have some relatively large parties and, large armies, shall we say, and hopefully she's going to be able to help us out in our fights here. I am taking people prisoner, as you might expect, of course. I mean, that's pretty much a given at this point, and I have actually been able to recruit quite a few prisoners as well. And, I'm talking about converting them, of course. I have been able to convert quite a few over to our side. Now, what's really sad, and I'm gonna just show you that in a real quick second, what is really sad is I actually had the breeder skill activate literally about 2 in-game days ago, and it gave me 9 Karahan horses. And, what is a Karahan horse, you ask? Well, it's one of these. Yeah, I had 9 of these appear from the breeder skill. And that's exactly the reason why I was talking about this in the Europe 1100 series. If you're not watching the Europe 1100 series, then, you won't really know the discourse and the discussion surrounding the breeder skill, because I was actually saying, oh, this is an amazing perk, I was going on about it, singing its praises and so on and so forth. And then when I took it in that series, it didn't really do much, unfortunately. It hasn't done anything for me so far. But in this series, I'm getting activations of this perk almost what, every week? Every few days? I don't know, but there's no way I would have been able to get this many Humphrey camel mounts in a normal fashion. I don't buy these, but I have 50 of them. And so that must mean that the breeder skill has been giving me a huge amount of those. So I am very, very pleased with that, of course. But, well, now we're in a bit of a troublesome situation with the breeder skill with our other series. But hopefully it's going to actually start activating a little bit. Anyway, I did reach to 225 in leadership. And we're going to be taking plus 100% battle morale to troops when you kill an enemy in battle, because this other thing is, in my opinion, no offense, but I think this is absolutely useless. I don't know why this is actually a thing. The only way that this could actually be relatively good is if you are not really doing very well. And I'm talking about if you're suffering some defeats, or your, I don't know, food supplies are not having enough variety potentially, or something like that. But this, as you can quite clearly tell, provides us with insane amounts of battle morale to troops, which is obviously fantastic. It prevents your own forces from retreating, which is obviously what you want in battle, and it does give you plus 10% to shared experience for archers. I don't understand why. I don't understand this one, to be honest. The only, as I say, the only applicable thing for this is literally if you are not doing so well, which is obviously fine. That's all very well and good. But even then, even if you have 50 morale or something like that, that's really not even bad. That's the funny thing, you know. If you have 50 morale, that's fine. Your forces are not going to leave your army if you have 50 morale. They're only going to start leaving if you have around, as far as I'm aware, it's like 20 or something like that. 20 or lower than that. Or maybe 25 and lower. I don't know. But the fact is, it has to be much lower than that. And 5 in that situation, let's just say that you have suffered multiple defeats, and you go and you're going to go into a battle, and you've got, I don't know, 10 morale or something like that. This really is going to make very little difference. Whereas if you have, for example, 85 morale or even 50, this isn't going to do anything. So I kind of wonder what that's all about. Obviously, battle morale is very different from out-of-game morale, because obviously, shall we say out of battle morale is different from in-battle morale, because in-battle morale obviously is very much going to depend on your chances of retreat. So your forces are going to retreat if you have too low of a morale, which is obviously very similar to this. It's exactly the same, but obviously the events of the battle are going to determine how likely it is for retreat to happen. But if you enter a battle with low morale from outside of the battle itself, then obviously your chances of having a retreat in that battle are much higher. And I am just, I don't know, I don't even know what I'm going on about right now, because I'm basically going around in circles, and I've said battle so many times. I am literally just, you know what? I'm just done. I'm just done. Give me the revolver with 6 bullets in it. Let me just do that. And otherwise, we're going to just go ahead and attack this fellow, try to take him down. I really, you know what I actually really wanted to do? I really wanted to go over to to Aserai territory. I super badly wanted to do that, actually, but I just haven't had the time. I literally just haven't had the time. I have only been able to attack vassals, attack castles, defend villages, attack from basically every single angle that I can, and try to make moves in one way or another, because if I don't, we are definitely going to have some big issues. Ah, hello. Alright, this is not going to go so well. Or maybe it is, who knows? I mean, as you can see, look at his party right here. Look at his party. He's not really got anything too amazing. And I do have quite a lot of cavalry, so technically we should be okay, but, well, I guess we'll see, right? I guess we'll see. Anyway, we'll just put this guy over here. He's mounted, so it's not really going to do too much, but we've got quite a few archers for some reason. I don't actually know how we have so many archers, but we do. And so I should probably make good use of them, shouldn't I? So what we're going to do is, instead of just going straight on in for the, you know, inevitable charge, I will just do this instead. So we're just going to put them into a loose formation. I'm going to put my infantry out the front here. And then we're going to have my cavalry and horse archers go over there. And then maybe we can do a little bit of damage to their battle morale as well. Because obviously battle morale, if you can eliminate their enemy leaders, if you can eliminate them, you're going to do significant damage to their morale. And they might actually decide to retreat just that much sooner. Get him. Get him. Ah, no, it's not working. Unfortunate. Because he's got a shield, and he's just defending himself as you might expect. I'm actually really surprised they're not focusing on me. Why are you not focusing on me, friends? I don't know why they're not, but there you go. Anyway, I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll charge straight on in, right here. And my archers are actually on a pretty decent hill over there, so I shouldn't be having too many issues with that. Or at least I hope so. Wow, okay, these archers are basically ripe for the picking. Unfortunately, they are going to focus me because I am basically the only... Oh, no, wait, we've got some we've got some camels helping me right here. Okay, that's nice. Certainly wasn't expecting that, but there you go. All right, that's pretty cool. And, yeah, I mean, we are outnumbered dramatically, so the only thing I can really do is literally just try to focus down some of their higher tier forces, because if I can completely remove the cavalry element from our enemy's army, I think we're basically good. I don't think they have anything that can really stand up against us as long as we can eliminate their cataphracts and their horse archers and all these wonderful high tier troops that they have. And maybe a couple of archers here and there as well, of course. Ooh, nice, we actually gained a level. Can you believe it? It's been quite some time since we've had one of those. Ah, yes. Yeah, this is obviously a bit of an issue too, getting stuck in amongst the infantry, but you can see how much damage the camel can do if I can just charge through enemies. But we've got to be careful. Don't really want to go into too dense of a population in a formation here, because that's going to be super deadly for us. But you can see exactly what's happening here. They don't have any more cavalry remaining, or they have very few cavalry remaining, and now we're able to leverage our camels and their ability to deal charge damage, and it is actually going to result in so much chip damage, if you'll excuse the fighting game term, and you'll be able to literally just take them down with very small little bits of damage over and over again. If my forces are charging through like I am, which I believe they are, they should be doing at least 5 damage or so every single time they do that to a bunch of enemies. And that's going to make a significant difference to, well, everything. It's going to distract them, it's going to interrupt their animations, it's going to interrupt their blocking, it's going to be amazing. And of course it is having a, well, pretty good effect on them taking damage as well. So if everyone decides to charge through a particular line of enemies, then we're more than likely going to get a couple of kills as a result with just charge damage. At least that's what I was kind of hoping would happen, but I'm not sure if that's really going to. Anyway, I just took a massive hit from someone's polearm right there. That's another reason why we should be a little bit careful now. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I don't think we see any cavalry from the opponent still alive. That literally was the linchpin, pretty much. That was literally the only thing that was keeping them alive at this point. And you can see here, look at this guy. Yeah, just one Khan's Guard, and that is it. That seems to be the only thing that they had available. Do they have any others? I don't see any. Gonna tell my infantry to charge in now, and I'm gonna tell my archers to skirmish. So I'll just tell them to auto-delegate, and they can just skirmish however they like. I'm not really looking to get them into melee or anything like that. Don't really care if they actually join the battle too much, but I'm just very pleased that we were able to maintain their health as much as possible. Because And let's face it, we really do not have the time to wait for even more troops to replenish their HP after the battle. Because no doubt the people that have gotten themselves eliminated, and I'm talking about cavalry here, yeah, they're gonna need some time to recuperate. But yeah, that's it. That is indeed a victory for us. Look at how much damage we've actually been able to do. I did 81. Wow. I literally have 81 kills. I'm super surprised at that, actually. Look at that. Bruce has 81 kills, which is really amazing. But I think the MVP of this entire battle has to be the camel mounts. It has to be the camel mounts. I mean, literally, look at this. Look at exactly what they're doing here. And this is exactly the reason why this army is just not capable of defeating us. That's pretty much what's gone on here, because, as I said, you know, the amount of charge damage and distraction and, you know, basically just knocking down that we can do with this is significant. And when they have such an infantry-based force or a foot-based force, it's just impossible for them to really do much. So that's the reason why I was really wanting to concentrate on the enemy's cavalry as much as I did. Anyway, let's get these guys taken prisoner. And do they have some Imperial elites as well? Yes, they do. Okay, that's wonderful. Khan's Guard, there we go. And I think that's basically going to be it. I don't have any more space, so we will just have to leave and, you know, just have that be a thing. And I think what I'm actually going to do, or what I think might be a good idea, I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping here for a real quick second. I just need to get rid of a couple of things. And I'm talking mostly about the grain here. Oh, wow. I have so much. Why do I have... Oh. It must be my saddles, or what is it? What is it actually... What is it actually causing me this this insane amount of weight? Oh, well, never mind. We'll just let some things go and we'll see what happens. But anyway, as I was saying, basically what I would like to do is, if I can make this work, I would like to make Awa, our wife, of course, I would like to make her a vassal as well. But she is currently our steward, isn't she? I think she might be our steward at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go, but maybe, I don't know, maybe we can do something with that. Let me just have a quick look at our parties here. Okay, yes, she is actually our steward. She has 62 in steward, which is really not very good. What am I? I'm the scout, right? Yeah, I'm the scout. As you can see, I have 244, and we have this fellow with 239 in medicine, and then we have this guy with 175 in engineering. All fantastic. With the exception of the quartermaster, of course, because we don't have anyone that actually does steward as a focus. So that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? So Awa is here, as you can see. Does she have any scouting skill? No, she has very little scouting skill. As you can see, wow, she has 0 in steward. No wonder she's not leveling this up at all. So we might have to do something about that. Maybe we can get her some additional focus points in that or something. I don't know, but that just says to me, you know what? That is pointless. There is really no reason for me to do anything in regards to that. So I think what I'm going to do is I will spec into tactics. I know, because there doesn't seem to be anything else here that I really want to go for. Is there? I mean, everything else is maxed out. I suppose I could do two-handed, but I don't think that's really going to make any difference either. So we're just going to do this, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully there won't be another army from our enemy that will decide, yes, I'm going to come along and be annoying. Yes, I very much hope that they are not going to do that. Oh, wow, there is? Are you serious? Oh, no.
Halt.
Oh, and they're going straight on in as well. Isn't that funny? You know what? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why the AI decides to do these kinds of things. This guy is the only one that I'm a little bit afraid of, because he has 15 elite cataphracts and 9 regular cataphracts, and apart from that, the rest of them have basically nothing. So he's basically the only one that is actually going to provide any kind of danger or threat to our livelihood. So I'm kind of hoping that we'll be okay here. I don't know what we should do, actually. You know what? I guess I'll do a similar thing to what we did last time, and make sure that our archers at least have a clear view of the battlefield. That's the one thing that we really need to do. Just a little bit of a vantage point. I don't need anything amazing, don't need anything, you know, the most mind-blowing thing of all time. No, we don't need that. We just need a small little hill for them to go on, probably this. And I need to do some damage to the opponent as well. So that's something that I am going to try to do. So let's just have a quick look-see here. Let's put this over there. Infantry over here. Let's put these guys on a flat battlefield as well. Need to make sure that that is working, because we want them to move as swiftly as possible. Now these guys are going to try and murder me super badly. So that's something I have to be very aware of. Probably should have tried to attack the horse archers. That's obviously something that is a little bit that is my fault, 100%. That is definitely my fault. I should have gone after the horse archers instead of going after the enemy lancers. But as you can see here, they're actually blocking me very, very effectively. Surprised about that, to be honest. Usually, lancers are not very good at blocking. Suffice it to say, of course, they're not going to be that good at blocking, but yeah, it seems like my forces are not doing too badly, actually, with their initial damage, their initial charges here. I actually am not really... it is not really applicable for me to get killed. And by that I mean, this is not good. If I die, I feel like we might actually lose. So I am in a bit of a quandary here about how I'm going to do this, because you can see here how much damage I'm actually capable of dealing just by running through them. And obviously this is exactly what you want to do. You know, you want to do this with a high charge damage mount, because I mean, you see how much damage I'm capable of here. And obviously, apart from the fact that my polearm is doing significant damage, and we are, of course, interrupting these guys from shooting. I'm just not riding fast enough, in my opinion. But oh well, that's nothing I can really do anything about, because we kind of have to get in there. You know, we have to get stuck in there. But eventually, if I continue to do this, I am going to die, because the enemy archers are going to focus me. That's the main problem here. Okay, so we're going to have to tell my archers to skirmish now, and we will tell my infantry to advance. Yes, there we go. Whew. Okay, that's what we like. That is what we like. Can we get more of that, please? Okay, I'm going to have to play a lot more frugally now, which means I'm going to have to stay back away from the front lines. I cannot get myself shot any further. So we're going to have to be very aware of that as time goes on. I will try to keep an eye out for any of these. Yes, there we go. There's one. Oh, nice. That was actually an enemy lord. Very good. That is exactly what we want. I just need to keep an eye out for those. That's basically it. Just keep an eye out for anyone that's mounted that is not our own, you know, our own forces. This fellow, for example. Don't get shot. Why am I getting shot? Are you serious? There are so many targets. Don't shoot me. Ah. Okay, there we go. He's dead. Yeah, so the archers are obviously going to very badly try to eliminate us. So that is the one thing that we cannot have happen. We need to be very careful here. Oh no. Oh, he had no idea. He had no idea what was about to befall him. Very nice. 200 headshot damage from our polearm right there to eliminate the enemy lord. And yeah, I actually wait a minute. Are these guys? What are these guys actually doing right now? They don't seem to be doing anything. I'm just gonna tell them to charge, because they don't seem to be doing anything at all. I kind of want them to get into the battle. They're not firing or anything, as far as I can tell. So it would be probably pretty good for them to do something. And there you go, we're barreling in there, doing massive damage with our charge. Not really wanting to get stuck in there too badly, so that's the reason why I'm not really swinging my polearm at all. I just want to try to survive. That's literally the only thing. Even though I have such low HP right now that me me dying or not at this point isn't really going to make too much difference to my overall recovery rate. So, you know, if I was worried about that, well, it's a bit late for that, isn't it? Yeah. Bit late for me to be concerned, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, the only thing that does matter is obviously me getting actually killed, and I'm talking about real death, you know, because there is still that possibility, you know. I do have death enabled. It is very much a possibility. It's unlikely, of course, it is very unlikely, but it is still a thing. It is still right there, and it can happen. It has happened to me in previous series as well, even without any mods that increase the chances of that happening. And I think actually it was, I don't know, I think it's so rare that it does not happen that often at all. So I don't think we really need to worry too much, but it is a possibility. So anyway, there we go. We did it. 87 influence and 90 renown or something like that. And we're now able to capture all of these fellows as well. They are so incredibly done. They are done. There's really not much they can do from this point on, as far as I'm aware at least. They are going to have some huge issues recovering from this. But the main problem that we're going to have is the fact that they're going to try to get peace as soon as possible. But we need to make as many moves as we can. We really do. We need to make so many moves right now. Okay, so as you can see, this is obviously really, really expensive. This is kind of the reason why I wanted to get something in this regard, you know, why I wanted to get that. Maybe, wait a minute, is it, might be my horses causing a bit of a problem. Let's get some of these mounts to go away. I still have a bunch of herding right there. Really? What about my, is it my camels? Is it my camels or is it my horses? Because I don't really want to get rid of my camels because they are absolutely fantastic right now. They are really, really useful. Mostly I'm talking about these ones because they literally sell for 50,000. They are so incredibly expensive for some reason. I don't know why, but they are. So I'm kind of wanting to be a little bit careful with them. But yeah, okay, 0.1. Alright, well that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to attempt to take Makeb back. Obviously, you know, we can just cross our fingers and hope that we're not going to get absolutely murdered by yet another army from the Northern Empire. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do, you know, decide to bring another one to us, which is really weird because I've taken so many of them prisoner right now. It doesn't really make much sense, but anyway, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, so what I've actually started to do as well, by the way, is I have done a thing where we put out our trebuchets just before the 4th trebuchet is complete. And then we do it. Because we're going to have the 3 attacking all at once, and then the 4th one can come out and it will be full HP, and then we don't have to worry about that at all. That one is basically going to be untouched for the entirety of the time, which is obviously fantastic, but it doesn't really matter either way. It just kind of smooths out the process of besieging something with siege engines. Obviously, as you can quite clearly tell, the process itself is very time consuming as it is. Even with you know, even with an engineer companion with 175 in engineering, it takes a long time to get any of that done, which is, well, I wouldn't say disappointing, but I would definitely say that I would like it to be a bit quicker. Wow, this guy really knows what's up. Yes, okay. Hello, sir. Would you mind actually having your shield be destroyed by... Oh, never mind. Okay, you're dead. Wonderful. That is exactly what I wanted. Thank you very much. Alright, so, yeah, I've actually been leveling up my one-handed skill as well. When I went into the other 2 sieges that I did off screen, I was leveling up my one-handed skill and having a whale of a time, actually, because I went in and I managed somehow to get behind the enemy archers. And while I was behind the enemy archers, I was basically able to attack them unassailed for any reason. I don't know why I was able to do that, but they basically just ignored me for the entire time that I was back there. And that was really, really good because I was able to level up my my one-handed skills so dramatically. I almost have 225 as a result. So I'm very much hoping that we're going to be able to get that actually round about now. Maybe we can get 225 here if I'm able to. But unfortunately, because of the amount of... this is actually, you know what? The amount of shields that are in the game and the fact that the AI is so dramatically more defensive than it used to be, I think actually taking a build that is all about destroying shields and literally having like an axe that has a bonus against shields as well, I think that that could actually be a really viable character build. Usually I would not recommend that, not for any particular reason, but just because I personally feel like swords are more usable, and they tend to do, at least in my opinion, they tend to be a little bit more damaging just because of their usability, not because of anything else, because I have seen two-handed axes and two-handed maces and all that wonderful stuff. I've seen that do great damage, but just from the viability of the weapon, you know, the fact that it is a lot easier to use a two-handed sword, for example. That's the only thing that I can really think of to make it superior to the other things. But, yeah. Anyway, the point is, creating a character that has only those perks and is like a two-handed weapon user, I think that could be really, really fun, and probably something that maybe a lot of us want to consider. Because me personally, I don't know about you, but me personally, I do not appreciate the over-defensive nature of the AI now. And if you can destroy their shield in a couple of hits, well, you're going to be very happy with that, in my opinion. I feel like that would be a very pleasing thing to be able to do, and I'm not entirely sure what's actually happening right now. The AI seems to be stuck. Yep. The AI is completely stuck. My AI, that is, not the enemy's. This is very weird. Oh no. Are you serious? Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Whew. Is that one dead? No, that one's dead right here. I thought he was just crouching down or something. Alright, so yeah, we've still got some enemies around here. Very surprised that they are running around in general. And not being assaulted in the least. And these fellows are literally just left to their own devices. Very weird. Oh no. Am I going to get killed here? No. Thankfully not. Thankfully not. I am not entirely sure why I am the one that is forced to eliminate all of these. My forces should technically be helping me out quite a great deal here, but they are literally just standing there. Can I tell my forces to charge in properly? It seems like they are charging in now. I'm not sure if they're actually... are they still standing over there? No. Okay, they are actually starting to do something now. So it seems like the auto-delegate or whatever action they had beforehand, that was providing them with a significant passivity to their actions. I don't know why, but there you go. We were able to achieve victory despite that, surprisingly enough. And this is where now I am definitely going to be saying, yeah, I really do need to return. And I'm talking very badly right now. I need to return to Aserai territory and actually recruit some people. Because as it stands, it's just not going to work otherwise. We really do need to do something about that. So I'm just going to get rid of those prisoners because I have to. Technically, I could have put them in the garrison here, but it doesn't really matter to me too much. All that matters to me is that we were able to take this. And this is another thing that I do not understand about the AI. They've been super weird about this. Mr. Captain Falcon has actually been deciding to give me these war declaration votes over and over again, and I'm very surprised at him, to be honest. Because he literally wanted, and now here's a big, you know, here's the kicker, basically. Here's the kicker. He wanted to declare war against the Aserai when we were at war against the Empire, the one that we're fighting right now, and the Khuzait. And he literally said, the Aserai have been acting aggressively. We should teach them a lesson. And I just go to him, are you serious, sir? Are you serious? Well, why do you want to do that? There is no reason to do that in any way. That is so incredibly bad. Anyway, unfortunately, my influence gain right now is looking super, super awful. As you can see right here, my influence is... It is going up. Don't get me wrong. It is going up. But I'm losing so much influence just purely for the fact that I have to continually fight against my vassals to make anything work right now. Because Mr. Captain Falcon is deciding that he wants to vote for war every single day for some unknown reason. I don't know why he would decide to do that. Anyway, I'm just going to increase this for now, and we're just probably going to give Makeb to Zemina. I think that seems like a pretty decent idea. Cantarian Charger has been added to my party. As you can see, Breeder Skill actually coming in mighty handy right there. So Zemina is going to do this. Is she actually? Oh no, she's an Empire vassal. Oh, that's actually kind of sad. What are we? We're Aserai, of course we are. Okay, yeah, I mean, Mr. Falcon wants this. I mean, he's literally wanting this super badly, but I'm going to give it to Zemina. I'm not sure why Mr. Falcon wants it. He's got 2 towns already. He should be absolutely fine. So we're just going to give it to Zemina. As you can see, she already has 2 castles, but she needs a big ticket item here, and that, in my opinion, is going to be Makeb. So she can look after that, hopefully. I'm kind of hoping that she's going to look after it at least. I don't know whether she's going to be able to, but hopefully she will. And otherwise, what else do we have here? Okay. Yeah, well, this is pretty obvious. Okay, so basically, I don't know whether you really appreciate me talking about perks at all, but for me personally, I find it quite interesting to talk about, you know, which perk is better than the other one. Just because yeah, it's nice to know, you know? It's nice to kind of have that in the back of your mind that if you create a new character at some point, if you do ever get to this point with, you know, with your skill, then you know 100%, you know, which perk is going to be slightly better or dramatically better than the other one. And for me personally, I do not like Deadly Purpose. I think Deadly Purpose is, I think it's okay, but it is not really something that I'm going to write home and be like, whoa, this is an amazing perk, you must take this every single time. No, it very much depends on if you want to be more offensive, of course. But if you think about unwavering defense, think about this right now. Plus 10 hit points to infantry in your party. Obviously, this very much requires you to have a significant amount of infantry to this, you know, to have this actually be viable and to have it be somewhat useful. But if you think about that and you think about the fact that, hey, you know what, maybe I'm going to have, I don't know, 30 infantry, you know, 30 infantry or 50 infantry or something like that. That is 300 to 500 additional HP. Just purely for the fact that you have 10 HP for every single one of those units, which is going to make a huge difference to your overall survivability for those troops. Yeah, I mean, the 5 hit points for yourself is obviously absolutely fine. I mean, in my opinion, it is, no offense, but I think 5 hit points is just absolute garbage. I don't actually think that that really does much. Because if you're going to die, you know, due to a couch lance, or you're going to die from a thrown weapon to the face, or you're going to die from any of these things, that's just going to happen no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you have 100 HP, or 105, or 110, or anything like that. You're just going to die instantly. Obviously, that's not necessarily going to happen every single time, but I'm just kind of trying to stress to you that there are a number of mechanics in the game that will literally just kill you straight up. And there is nothing you can do about it at that point. So that's just something to bear in mind. Anyway, as you can see right here, look at the amount of horses that we have available. I can actually, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, I know what the weight problem is now. It is my camels. Oh, that is so funny. Look at this. 611 weight. Is that actually true? Wait a minute. That is actually not doing anything to my weight right here. It's just reducing it. That doesn't seem to do much. Okay, that's really strange. I thought it was my camels, because as you can see, my camels are literally 550, but they shouldn't actually be reducing it at all. All right, well, wait a second. Let me see what else I can do here. What about the silver ore? We've got a bunch of that. There we go. Yeah, silver ore, jewelry, clay. Why do I have all this stuff? I haven't been attacking any caravans for quite some time. I don't know why we would have all of this stuff, but okay. Apparently I do, for some reason. And we got some fur here. Yeah, okay, well, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so unfortunately, I will be taking some additional sumpter horses here. I will have to, unfortunately, because that is going to increase my herding issue. But I can sell some horses back. There we go. I'm going to get 38,000 for that. I gained a point in trade skill. Wow. You're really breaking the bank right there. Thank you very much, game, for giving me 1 point at trade skill. Yes. Anyway, yeah, so we managed to take Makeb. So obviously this is a pretty big deal because, they're actually attempting to take Hakun Castle. Of course they're attempting to take that. Yeah, that's very annoying, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. We can't really do much about that as it stands right now. I am going to go over there in just a second, but you can see here that my total strength is infinitely stagnating around 800. I don't know why that is, but apparently it is. It is just stagnating for some unknown reason. I'm going to make my way back to Hakun Castle. Maybe we can actually prevent it from being taken. If not, then I'll just take it off screen. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, this guy is attempting to take it. As you can see, he's almost succeeding, but we're just going to go straight on in, and we're literally just going to absolutely destroy his forces.
I give up.
And there you go. Every single one of them done and out of there. Perfect. Absolutely fine. So now this is exactly the reason why I said to you, I just haven't had the time to go to Aserai territory, because all these fellows are literally just attempting to attack every single thing that I have available almost every single second that I'm in the game. So, it's crazy. Anyway, that is actually going to be it for this episode. I will be attempting to take Cyrenea and Corinia Castle off screen. If they turn out to be interesting, then I'll obviously show you what's going on there. Or if something else happens, then I'll obviously, you know, feature that in the next episode too. But I really need to go back to Aserai territory really badly. I need to get a huge amount of noble troops and just generally just get troops. Because as you can see, I have 315 troop capacity, and it's just, well, I badly need to. That's all I can say. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.